Yeah.
Hello, David.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
So it's 2:00. Other persons have signed up, but anyway, we should get the ball rolling.
I love it. Let me go get my paper and pen in the office. Okay, I'll be back, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Here. Yeah, so look, I sent ahead. Good afternoon. My name is Jackie Bennett. I'm the state liaison for 2021. And they've asked me to talk about being the program director. And so I want to welcome you. It shouldn't take us an hour and a half, but if it does, that's fine. I just sent a couple of the points that I wanted to discuss. I sent that ahead, as well as the description and the definition of the program director according to Women's Council National. I wanted us to just begin with an introduction of each other, because this is a network, right? So I know for this year, I end up having to contact Mary up in Frederick about property matters. I talked to Drew down in Anne Arundel about property matters. So it's, we are our very own resource, right? So please introduce yourself. Tell me what network you're a part of, and let me know what area of Maryland, DC, or wherever you work, where you cover. So we'll know that if we need you, we got you. Okay, we have Audrey coming on. Okay, one more second. Audrey?
Yes, hello.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're just getting started and we're just introducing ourselves. My name is Jackie Bennett. As I mentioned before, I'm the state liaison at the state network. My home network is GCA, Greater National, Greater Capital Area Network. David, don't shoot me.
I'm not snitching.
Blunder that, don't tell anybody. But actually, I was twice, I serve on many committees at GCA, right? The first committee that I chaired there was the program director position. That was years ago. That was, I don't know, around 15 or in that time frame. So things have changed since, from national down. So, but it's a role that I really enjoy working, and for reasons that we'll get into later on. But I also serve as a president 2 consecutive years over there. So I appreciate the importance of this role, and I enjoyed working it myself. So if we could introduce Cassandra, we'll begin with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cassandra Dorsey. I am the program director for Howard County Network. This is my 3rd year. And what else were we supposed to say? That was it?
Yeah, what areas do you work in Maryland?
So I am a dual career agent, because I do work for the federal government full time, but I primarily serve Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Howard County, pretty much anything up. I usually don't travel as far as where 495 splits. So I try to stay sort of kind of up this way.
Okay. Okay, Jackie Jackson.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jackie. I am serving and representing Prince George's County, gorgeous Prince George's County, let me say. I've been a part of WCR a little bit. I've actually served as president of our network for 2 years, a few years back. Membership kind of slowed down on our end, so I am stepping in to help our leadership team this year.
Okay. David.
Hello, my name is David, serving the Greater Capital Area Network. This is actually our 2nd year with the same board, because I think the first year was kind of like a false start with the whole, COVID thing. It threw a wrench in a lot of our plans. So I think we're just kind of rebooting, excited to implement the stuff that we learned in this whole new environment. and looking to just continue to support our network, our members, and other networks. So I'm really excited to be a part of this team here, how we can just kind of share ideas and collaborate and just kind of strengthen the whole network overall. I'm not a realtor. I actually saw on one of these here on the requirements, you got to be a realtor member in good standing, but I think I still qualify to do this, right? Because, full transparency, I'm not really
It's
seeing
kind of too late now, David.
it's too late.
It looks that way.
Yeah. I'm in a mortgage space and been supporting the GCN network for 3 years now, going on to my third year. So it's been
So
fun.
which mortgage company are you with?
So it's actually my company. It's called Providence Mortgage. We started 2 years ago,
Oh,
a
really?
little less than 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's been
And
been a
so
good
what
ride.
areas do you service with your mortgage services?
Yeah, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We're licensed tri-state, so we'll go wherever the money is needed because money's sent
So do
electronically.
you guys do any of the first-time home buyer programs at all?
So we are a brokerage, so we don't have those first-time grants,
Gotcha. Okay.
but we do have other down payment assistance programs from our lending partners. We have like 20 lenders that we
Gotcha.
partner with. So
Okay. Very, very good. Thank you. Audrey?
Hello there. My name is Audrey Rozier. I'm a realtor with Fathom Realty. I am with Anne Arundel County's Women Council, and I joined this year. I am the social media communications director for that office, and I service anywhere that I can travel an hour from where I live, Arbutus, Maryland, which is Anne Arundel County, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, some of Cecil County, Hartford, Prince George's, and anywhere else you go, to be honest. So that's me.
Okay, and which network is that again that you're a part of?
Oh. Anne Arundel County.
You're with Anne Arundel.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're the you're the social media person for Anne Arundel.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Social media communications. Yes.
Okay, not program director.
Well, she told me to sign up for this training because it's the most similar. Initially, I was offered the program director position, which I plan. It's kind of a hybrid, I guess, role. I'll be doing some of both. So yeah, I guess this is the training she told me to sign up for.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. Therese?
Yes, Therese Dorsey. I am actually in the Frederick Network. I cover the Washington County, Frederick County, and Montgomery County areas. I was the program director 2 years ago, and then someone else was, took over last year, and now I'm back this year. So I'm super excited.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. And Azalea, how you pronounce your first name? Azalea?
Azalea, yes, like the flower.
Oh, really? Okay, that's nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful, like the flower.
Thank you. I am Harford County, so I was woman events director here in Harford County.
Oh, Hartford. Okay.
I service Cecil County, Harford County, Baltimore City, Howard County, Anne Arundel County, Montgomery County, and PG.
Oh, you're everywhere.
Yep.
Right. Wow. So I guess I'm the only one on the call that does Montgomery, North Prince George's, Washington, D.C. I actually live in Washington, D.C. So anything that is needed down this end, give me a call. Jackie, do you work in D.C. at all?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Oh,
Great.
that's good to know. So you guys are both licensed in DC?
Yeah, actually, I'm a DC resident as well. So we're up here on the north side.
Okay.
Fantastic. So it's good that we have people on here in the session that has already worked this role. So this is not going to be very hard at all. This is nothing new. I mean, and since COVID, it has taken on this whole another shape. So, but by now, end of the year, going into the following year, we have an understanding as to what this role really entails. And as I mentioned earlier, I really do like working this role because I think it's significant to the success of your network, in my opinion, right? When I was working this role some time back, it just so happened that the GCA network was having some challenges with our state association. So we kind of had to, you were in this rebuilding mode. And what I found was that was useful is that the programming, the content of what we offer our members and the realtor in the industry at large made all the difference in terms of adding value to the network members themselves and attracted new people coming into the organization. And Jackie, I'm glad you're on because you've been president, you've worked the role, you probably worked double roles. And so can you help me just read what the scope of duties are for this position according to Women's Council of Realtors? They have sent specific responsibilities for this role. Could you read that for me?
Where it says general oversight?
Yes, please.
General oversight scope of duties ensures the development and delivery of timely, relevant, business-oriented network educational and networking events that attract a high level of participation from members and the industry at large.
Okay, perfect. And it talks about the responsibilities there. Can somebody read a couple of those for me? Just so that we cover the definition. Anybody else got it up? Major responsibilities?
I have it up. I can read it.
Yes,
I
please.
have it up as well. Sorry.
Produces 4 network industry events, coordinates and implements marketing strategies for a high level of exposure for network events within the industry, develops and manages systems to routinely scan the industry environment to identify business needs and issues, produces a minimum of 2 additional events focused on member networking and relationship building, manages program chair and project teams as needed to accomplish tasks, monitors and evaluates success of all programs and events and reports to the governing board, and attends national and state women's council meetings depending on budget and personal finances.
Thank you, Cassandra. I really appreciate that. Now, one of the things I know for sure is that part of your programming, when you think about programming for your network, part of what you have to really incorporate from my perspective is who is your members? What is the fabric of your network? Because besides growing the network, we have to keep the base of our members, right? Talk about adding value to our current members, what keep them interested. And after that, then we could kind of figure out how do we attract new members. So what is the fabric of your network? Who are your members? What are they made? Are they full-time realtors, part-time realtors? Who are they? Are they sophisticated? Are they easygoing? Could you tell me a little bit about the fabric of your network? I think that will kind of give us some working ideas still how we shape it out. For example, I know back several years ago, GCA networks were members that Montgomery County, Washington, DC, very busy, international climate, highly diverse, agents that make good income. They're very sophisticated, very busy, so they really didn't have time for, to come out to learn about how to do a home inspection. They wanted kind of a high-end, they wanted, a different level of programming for them to take time out of their busy schedule to come on out. So tell me a little bit about the type of members you have in your network as you understand it, particularly the fact that you have worked these roles before. Cassandra.
So Howard County is primarily made up of pretty much full-time realtors. I do believe I am pretty much the only that is a member now, because we're small, that is dual career. So I make sure, or when we plan, we try to do things. And I'm also a newer agent. I've only been an agent for 2.5 years. So I'm, learning the real estate process as well. Like my office is sort of kind of unconventional. So we don't have like the weekly staff meetings or anything like that. We have a monthly meeting, and sometimes they're in the afternoon, sometimes they're in the evening. So I'm learning from my president and our other board members, you know, what a typical realtor life is like, because I don't have a typical realtor life. So we do have a good number of full-time realtors that will come out to our events. It's just difficult right now with you know, our best friend COVID. That's just what I've been calling her in 2020.
Right.
So we're trying to think of creative ways to do things, and I am not gonna lie, I am zoomed out. So I'm on Zoom all day, or I'm on some kind of WebEx meeting for my full-time job or something like that. So sometimes when it's 6 and 7 o'clock, I don't even want to look at a computer. I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to do anything. So we're trying to figure out how best to serve our network and keep them engaged, you know, as well. That's the hard part, is, you know, trying to just keep them engaged, because it's different, you know, if you're like, hey, let's do a happy hour, you bring this type of thing. Everybody wants to come and drink after a hard day, but, you know, I don't want to always pour my own glass of wine and meet with you guys on Zoom. I'm a hugger. So this has really, really been hard for me. I'm in a sorority, so I'm used to, you know, hanging out with my sorority sisters and hugging and just having a good time. So it's really, really hard to, you know, do that in this setting. So I'm open to whatever kind of ideas other people have and what you're doing, and we can tag team. So I hope that answered your question, and I didn't go on too long.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a sense of you talk a little bit about the type of realtors you have in the network. I remember when I started in this role, one of the first things I did, I just called members and says, hey, and particularly because the network had been disconnected before. So I called and I says, hey, how else, you know, what else can we deliver? Kind of get a sense of who they are. One woman I'd met, she lived in DC, had been a part of WCR for 15 years, was not coming out to meetings. This is, of course, pre-COVID. She was not coming out to meetings, but she wanted to get valuable information anyway. And part of the reason why she stayed around is because she was getting these referrals from across the country. So that's where her value was coming from.
Okay.
Later came out when I was able to arrange, I think we had gotten the Fannie Mae economist to come as a guest speaker one time. And, you know, we had all kind of people kind of coming out to hear what that was about. But part of it, and I hear you, your frustration around how do we keep people happy during this time. Part of it is kind of understanding who your members are and trying to figure out what their needs are.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie, what's going on over in Prince George's County? And I know you should know this crazy because, you know, you've ran the network.
Well,
What's on that?
it's funny. Our network has it's gone up, it's gone down in numbers, it's gone up, it's gone down in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
As it seems like we have more newer agents, or then maybe more seasoned agents. And sometimes I don't know where the disconnect is with that middle range. Maybe they're just too busy in their business that making time for a meeting just doesn't fit in. But you know, the newer agents, obviously they're looking for somewhere to connect because they're getting started.
Right.
And I think some of the more seasoned agents they haven't really connected with anything. So now they're coming around and looking for a little something to connect with. But we still, I think if we could capture a little bit more of that in between, it would just give us, you know, a nice, good medium.
Okay.
Because after a while, you know, your newbies will go off and, you know, may find something else that they prefer to connect with, or things not moving quick enough.
But your network is one of the oldest network in the 7 or 8 networks that we have in Maryland. So I know you have members over there that's been a part of the council forever. And so you're saying that you've lost those, who's making up your network now? Are
Well,
they?
we've been blessed that a lot of the ladies because we got that theme, leaders are made here. So a lot of our ladies have gone on to other positions.
Okay, gotcha.
They're very active,
Mm-hmm.
either if not from the state level, the county level with PG.
Okay.
Very active with state.
So you have had a turnover. Okay, and the ones that you have there now are just new agents? So you're saying the network is made up of mostly newer realtors?
Mostly who we have now is either newer realtors or, like, for instance, the secretary, she's been around for a while, but she's new to
Leadership.
in WCR. She's been active with PG Car sometimes,
Right.
not with WCR. So that's why I said we either get ones that have
Mm-hmm.
been in the business for a while and now they're just looking for something to connect with, or the newbies. And the in-between, they've gone on and continued their leadership just somewhere else.
Gotcha. David, can you speak to GCA on that?
Yeah, for the first year I was supporting the GCA, I was a strategic partner. So I was just there, just showing up, just networking. But being on the board for the last year and then coming this year, what I've noticed is a lot of the members are, I don't want to say this in a improper manner, but they are more seasoned in their career.
Right.
So I feel like the median age is probably around 50 some oddish years.
Okay.
And what I noticed is that when we host events, so we had a whole 2020 planned out. COVID hit, we had to change a lot of our programs.
Right.
And we went virtual. We did it for 6 months almost, 2 events every month, every 2 weeks. So we were just grinding away, just trying to keep people afloat and just kind of give them stuff to kind of prepare for when things, open back up.
Right.
And I noticed that the participation we were getting from and the feedback that we were getting were people who were looking to revitalize and rejuvenate their practice. And actually we had, some feedback where some of our older members, they were like, I don't like this Zoom thing. I just can't deal with all this technology stuff, which I understand. It's not easy for someone who's not tech savvy. So we definitely see the need in our group and the desire for our members who want to just continue in their career with transitioning through technology or just what the demands are.
Right.
But with that said, we don't have a lot of fresh blood. It's it's people who've been seasoned and veterans of the industry. So I think some of the things we're trying to do is how do we appeal to the younger generation? Because if we don't appeal to the younger generation now, then we're going to be way too antiquated.
Yeah, exactly. So this is why we're talking about who are your members. So even if you did that, you still have to find a way to diversify, right? So you have to keep your base, because even though they're 50s antiquated or has been around for a while or seasoned their career and is inflexible around social media, we still have to somehow provide them value as well as additional value to attract new members. And I think that's the equation that we all kind of struggle with. So wow, you guys have a really big job. Azalea?
So our members are older. And
okay.
And they said it's not enough fun. So that's why I was pulled in. Because I'm actually the youngest one on the board.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So you're bringing the fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's it. Audrey, do you have anything to report?
To be completely honest with you guys, I am really, really new. I am 24 and so I've been licensed for 4 years, but I'm just starting. So I don't have a whole lot of information regarding what our members look like.
Okay.
A little bit of information that Drew, the president, did give me was that the numbers declined rapidly over the last year because people can't afford to pay for the women's council dues. So I guess our objective for this year is to obtain more members, but I honestly don't have a whole lot of other information other than that.
Okay. All right. Therese, anything?
Yes, so with me, when I did this 2 years ago, and it was new to Frederick, so there was really no reference. There was not even this type of call, so I'm super excited about it. So I'm actually just taking a lot of nuggets that I'm hearing here and taking them back. So even in terms of the demographics of our network. So now I know, like, I haven't even had a conversation yet about what that looks like. So I'm going to do that as soon as we get up here. So I'm excited for that.
Okay, so but you understand the scope of the role, but and so who preceded you in this role? Do you have any sense?
Yes, I do. But when I took it the first time, it was just me who took it. Lee is the one.
Lee,
correct.
Okay.
So I'll be working with her as well. But I know when I did it the first time, it wasn't any clear direction. Now I think it's a little more direction than before. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for speaking on that. So let's talk a little bit about framing programs around meeting members' needs and adding value to the base of your network and attracting new members. That's the cinch of it, right? So folks want to know, what is it, what are you providing? What kind of information are you really providing that I can't get elsewhere? So that question in itself really put a substantial set of responsibilities, I think, on the program director. Because agents are getting information from a variety of places. The local association, state association, and since COVID now and Zoom, you could attend a session out in California even, right? By Zoom. So the content of what you're delivering, of what you're offering your network is just really key. I think it makes all the difference in fueling the network forward and making it significant, right? And also it offers an opportunity to build a relationship with your local state association. So if you're pulling in a content that you could share with the association, get on their medium and say, hey, WCR, we're having so-and-so guests, or we're having so-and-so subject matter. Could you help us publish it to the agents at large? You're going to probably get some traction and get some attention from your local association. So that framing that agenda and framing that program is really, really, really key. Now, according to WCR, they want you to collaborate with other associations in the industry, both your state, your local, your YPN, other kind of community services, locally, local police department. I think we had done something with human trafficking where we were bringing in the local police department to do a presentation, that type of thing. So that type of collaboration is extremely, extremely useful. Now, the other thing that I've noticed that a couple of the networks are collaborating together, which seems to be useful. I know that Anne Arundel has done that with Prince George's County. Jackie, do you know much about that? That seemed to, I've attended maybe 2 events. It seems to have gone pretty good.
Say that again?
The networks collaborating with each other.
I'm trying to think. I feel like what we were supposed to do was canceled because we were trying to do something with YPN. And we also was attempting to do something with RPAC. But I don't think either one of those happened.
Okay. Now, of all the networks, do you all work with the local association? David, are you guys working with GCAR and anything? Have you done any collaboration this year or intend to do any collaboration next year with GCAR? I can't hear you.
I know I was on mute.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we did have things to. I mean, we wanted to collaborate with them this year on a few events, but then since everything went virtual, I actually sit on. Well, this is actually I sat on the committee for YPN as well, so there were some overlap and things that we wanted to do. I actually sat on the community service outreach
Okay.
committee. And when they were having events, that's when COVID hit and that just got scrapped. But that is always on our radar to collaborate with them as much as possible, because at one point we were doing all our events at GCAR's office, so it just kind of made sense. Trying to pull more people in from GCAR and YPN and just trying to figure out ways to collaborate more.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so are everyone having their meetings pre-COVID, post-COVID at the associations?
You mean with all the members, or?
Yeah, I mean, I know that
Yeah,
GCA was doing
we
that.
did, yeah.
GCA was doing it. And Jackie, you guys are doing it at Prince George's County. Cassandra, you, of course, you have your meetings over there. Okay, so everyone is doing that, right? But during COVID, that has been an impossibility.
Yeah.
So has there been any collaboration with, say, with Howard County, for example, Cassandra?
So we did have a lot of stuff planned last year, but everything just halted. So what we spoke about last week in our planning meeting, what we wanted to do was to also drive membership. We're trying to get on the orientation schedule when new agents join HCAR for their orientation, so that we can educate them and introduce them to Women's Council of Realtors that way, and let them know, hey, you do have HCAR, but you also have this, and we can assist with XYZ. So that is in our plan to do this this upcoming year.
Okay, and do you sit on the board over there, or you do not? You don't.
I do not sit on the board for HCAR, but I am actually the chair for the Realtors Human Trafficking in Howard County.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that's the new thing too. So we're trying to, so we're not doing a human trafficking event like we did last year. We're just going to support the state one
Okay.
this year.
Okay, so Azalea, you're new, but are you guys still doing work? I know you have a pretty good relationship with your board. Your network does anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right, are you all planning any collaboration or have done any collaboration with the association at all?
Not yet. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not since I've been in
since
this
you've
position.
been around.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because due to COVID.
Okay, so that seems to have crippled everything. Now, Therese, Frederick, what about Frederick? Is there any collaboration there?
So to be 100% honest, when I accepted the role, I actually returned to Women's Council at the same time. So I'm not 100% sure what they've done last year.
Okay, all righty. So it's hard to pivot with this whole COVID thing, but one of the things that Women's Council National is supporting and advocating and suggesting clearly is for us to forge relationship with our state associations. As a matter of fact, I think the National Association have a grant available to Women's Council and state associations who collaborate together to put projects on that having to do with women advocating women's services and women agenda, right? So that is how far they've gone to say, yes, we want some collaboration with either with state and with local associations. Here at the state network, we actually have been collaborating with Maryland Realtors for the last 2 years. We have done the CIPS course together. So that has worked out very nicely for us. We've actually picked up a couple of members out of that relationship as well, which is part of the idea. So I would say that's definite. And the GCAR is open. They're very open. As a matter of fact, they contributed towards a CIPS program collaboration as well. So I know that they're open. So one of the things we want to do is to keep that communication open with our association persons. Just let them know that we're here. We're here to support them, and we're here to collaborate with them and to build up, to see what can be had out of that relationship.
But Jackie, just to add, 2 years ago, we did partner with YPN. We did like a bowl-a-thon with them. That was pretty awesome. It was a fundraiser and a way to kind of mix them. And I believe we did another one. So yes, we have been networking. I'm just not 100% sure what was done last year.
Yeah, oh, great. Okay, but one of the benefits of doing that is that whatever you're having, even if you're not doing collaboration with them, but if you have a working relationship with them, you know, they publish your information. For example, David, you have we have published stuff on the Broker Beat and the Newsline. Have you guys used that at all?
No.
Okay. All righty. So yeah, we have had upcoming events, and Chris Bernhard is the point of contact there that you could just send something to and says, hey, we have something coming up, be it on Zoom or wherever you're doing it, and have that be published in the association. Because you get non-members, if depending on the content of what you're offering, you get non-members that are interested in attending. And
Do you
that's
have
the
contact number or email for that, Chris?
I do. I have to pull it up and send it to you, David. So, but I can do that.
The relationship with the association is always a plus, because and I don't know, I can't recall Erica's title, but the lady that's pretty much runs the office, when we, once we have our flyers, she actually will do a blast email for us to all of the members of Prince George's County and send it out from the county. And then obviously within there, it would be the link for them to click on and register, so that, you know, we're not bothering her with the registration. But she's usually really, really great with that. And then when we would do our annual crab feast, she would actually post the flyer so that on that little, you know, that scroll thing where the pictures change, she would put our flyers there. So I don't know if in you all's association, the person may be willing to do that as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, Audrey, I know that Anne Arundel, you guys actually sit on the association board. Also in Hartford, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and Prince George's, do you all sit on the board there? Do you sit on the association board? Do you have a seat on the board?
Oh, not on the board. I'm on a committee, but not on the board.
Yeah, so yeah, there is a WCR member that has a seat on the association board. It used to be in all of them. We lost it at GCA years ago, but we still have it at Anne Arundel. Is that correct, Audrey? Do you know that for a fact?
Yes, she mentioned that I was an actual board member. Is that what, I'm sorry, is that what you're referring to?
And I'm saying as a member of the Women's Council, Anne Arundel Women's Council,
right?
They afford your network a seat at the association board as a board, not a voting member, but you're on the board at the association.
I am not sure.
You're not aware? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not aware.
So we do have that. And I think I also want to believe that it's also in Hartford. So that is another thing that could be pursued David, GC, I think is open for that. So, you know, I should talk to Martha. Maybe that is something that can be had, because that's also cementing the relationship. So, and so you understand the value of collaboration, and we have already discussed it at length, and YPN, local associations, community association. The other thing that I want to discuss is planning your events a year in advance, 6 months to a year, because it gives you the opportunity to do advanced planning. And I know it's hard to do, but that's part of the strategic planning, right? It's easier if you kind of sit down and says, okay, we want to do this by this date, that date, as opposed to do it in 36 day, you know, block. It just makes it a little bit harder to do. Has anyone began that planning process yet for 2021, and what does that look like?
I'll go. Yes, we have.
Okay.
So I'm pulling up our calendar because Tina just sent it out to us today.
Good.
I'm sorry. I know the first thing that we're starting with, because we actually want to increase our membership numbers. The first thing that we're doing at the top of the year, we're doing a broker manager happy hour so that we can get some broker buy-in, you know, for, you know, realtors to actually join. I know in February, we're doing what we call Stuff a Truck. It's a canned food drive. We're going to do a market forecast breakfast with a speaker. We have a deal or no deal panel. We did that last year. We had to switch it quickly to Zoom because I think we did do it like right after everything shut down, and it was pretty good. We just did pretty much what a deal looks like from cradle to grave. I even had a credit repair specialist there as well. So it started with a realtor, a lender, credit repair specialist. We had a title person, home inspector. So it's really the entire deal.
Good. That's good.
Mm-hmm. We're doing realtor self-defense to kick off Realtor Safety Month. And then we're going to do our Clause for Cause, which is going to be a crab feast in September. And then we have a couple other educational meetings that we're going to do as well that we just threw out there.
Wow.
Really awesome, Cassandra.
Yeah, that sounds like a full year.
Right.
That's phenomenal.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to share what's going on? What's planned? What we started to do?
And if anybody wants to collaborate on anything that I said, feel free to hit me up. It's totally fine, especially with the deal or no deal, because that's like a real, you know, a big thing.
So I didn't have a name for mine, but so far I will say, Cassandra, we were planning on doing having someone to come in and do like a market forecast, a economist or whatever to speak. Hadn't given it really a title yet. And then something similar to your deal or no deal, where we were going to do what would have been like a speed dating type thing, but do the different breakout rooms. So I guess depending on how many people we have to register, we would have about 4 different subject matters, and then do small groups in the breakout rooms so that people would be able to really get their questions focused in a little bit more on. So those were the 2 things that we had on the list so far, and obviously need to still add 2 more.
Okay. Does anyone else? David, you guys are down the road yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the email because we already had our 2021 planning meeting earlier in November.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't find it right now.
Okay.
It's somewhere, but we definitely planned it out through at least July.
Oh, cool.
Of next year.
I think we've got to know that when we're planning, we got to put value. It's that's paramount.
Yeah.
That question keep coming up, and I think it's everywhere, right? Since COVID, what is the value? What is the value? And so when we're doing this planning, we've got to be thinking in terms of how can we deliver additional value to our current members and attract potential members? That's just
Yeah.
key. We can't afford to ignore our current members. They need to know that they're in the right place and they're anchored, they've anchored themselves at the very right place, and they're getting what they need, and they're getting their needs met. And so, we're all business people, we all trying to make a living. And so this is a place where folks come to anchor their professional self and also get some personal nuggets out of it as well. So when we're talking about delivering a program to a body of professional people, we've got to keep that in mind. Okay, how can this be utilized daily? How can this be incorporated in their business? What value does this bring? And so we've got to just, I think, be very aggressive, with the content and the delivery of that notion of adding value. I think that's going to make a whole lot of difference, not only to the current members, but potential members. So, David, have you found it yet? Or anyone else wants to go while David try to locate?
Either they did not send it to me or it's not cleaned up yet, because I'm looking at the secretary notes. And
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Audrey, do you have you guys down the road yet at all?
I'm looking at our calendar. There's not a ton on here. It looks like January we have a human trafficking Zoom event. February is a growth summit, equipping leaders and empowering success. It looks like a lot of the other stuff is to be determined. And I actually suggested today, after she sent this last night, that we add some more social media and essentially ways to equip people with like lead generation and how to connect and keep.
There you go. Now you're talking. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because COVID has definitely put a dent in, I feel like, a lot of people's pockets.
Yeah.
And I think providing value on how to, how to capitalize on COVID with COVID going on.
Right.
So
right.
Those will be added eventually to the calendar, and I suggested those to her this morning. So
yeah, the COVID has really skewed. We don't want to complain, and we know that there's blessing in everything, right? But yeah, it has created a paradigm shift. And so it's a matter of how do we rise to that and still make a delivery of usefulness to our business people. That's what I look for. Where can I get some information that I can use, incorporate in my business? Something to grow myself, even personally, if there's an opportunity to do that, motivate my spirit. So it's all of that. And also, you have the compounding issue of setting yourself apart, because the associations are also providing educational events and opportunities as well. So the next question is how can we set ourselves apart where a potential member or a current member says, well, look, I can get that from the association. So it's twice as, the good thing is that you don't have to do something necessarily every month, but you certainly want to keep your members engaged. And you want to think in terms of industry events, something that not just focus on your small member network, but something that could also be attractive in the industry. You have folks checking in from Baltimore, folks checking in from the Eastern Shore that says, yes, you definitely want to hear about that subject matter. So it's, as you think it through, setting yourself apart. Now, of course, we don't know if the 2021 is going to be completely Zoom, or at some point we're going to be doing some sort of hybrid. They said the vaccine is coming in when? January? December? I don't know when the vaccine is coming, but at some point we may be resuming in person. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But in the meantime, how can we deliver as much as we can deliver? The other thing is that we could widen our net, given that this is all online. We have the Region 6 area, which is now Area 3. But we could reach out to other networks to invite them in to what we're doing, to get some more bodies, get some more expertise to, to, deliver something more meaningful. We don't necessarily have to, restrict our outreach to the state of Maryland. And the big thing, and they've talked about it, and it's already gotten in play in 2020, is collaborating with other networks. I think there's some usefulness out of that. Prince George's County and Anne Arundel just did one, I think last month. They brought in somebody from, where was that, Jackie? Were you on that meeting, Tony Robbins, representative? That was well attended. That was great. They've done some collaborative joint meetings together before. Audrey, were you on that? Okay. Besides Anne Arundel, has anyone else collaborated? I know Frederick, and who was doing something, Therese?
When are we talking about currently?
Yeah, or this year in 2020, or I don't know if there's any plans to collaborate moving forward with any other network.
Right, so here's the thing. Our planning meeting was today. Yeah, so our planning meeting was scheduled for today, but I guess because of all of these breakout sessions, we had to reschedule it for December 18th now. So I'm not 100% sure again.
Okay, so far only Prince George's and Arundel has collaborated. David, have you guys done anything with any other network? Okay.
No, not this year.
Okay, did you do anything collaborative with with YPN in 2020?
Well, that was on the books for us to collaborate and do. We'll try to piggyback on their community service outreach events, but I mean, when they scrapped it, we scrapped it too. I'm trying to think. I think this year the only thing that we really did, where we tried to cast a wider net, was our first event when we held it at NAR. That was with Lawrence Yoon. He was a guest speaker at that event, and that just gave us an outlook of 2020, and no one knew that COVID would happen at that time.
No one had that foresight.
I couldn't believe he didn't catch that.
Really? Come on now.
But we are inviting him back to one of our upcoming events to give us a revised outlook in light of what we've endured. And those are the events that we want to invite other networks to, and GCAR, and really tap into our surrounding networks.
That's an industry event, because every realtor want to hear what's going on with that. Yeah, so that's something like that is, has a lot of teeth in it, and it's something that folks could utilize. You're going to get people popping, and they don't have to be a WCR member to pop in. But if you're advertised at the association on their news medium, you're bound to get people that are interested in the subject matter. So what I also recommend is that when you're doing these type of events that has this type of grit to it, to invite even past members, because maybe somebody stepped away for a variety of reasons, right? Time, money, whatever. But if the information is content makes sense and is information that they can utilize,
I think some of these events that we've planned are intentional about recircling back to our past members and casting a broader net in terms of surrounding networks and GCAR. And then some events are more specific to existing members, because we still want to add value to people who actually bought into our membership, who are investing their time and energy and effort into us. So it's our way of just kind of saying, this is what we do for our members, and just kind of differentiate, members and non-members too.
Yeah, that membership, servicing your members I think is paramount, because, you have to tend to them. You have to fuel them as well, and let them have no regrets about their membership. And then you could add to that base. So a strong base is useful. There are lots of I think there's about 16 associations in the state of Maryland. So that's also on tap sources that you could reach out to, because really all you need to find out is, hey, can I advertise this event, upcoming event on your news medium?
Mhm.
And typically they have a representative that you're able to shoot something out to. So it's again widening your net to any realtor in the state. And that is untapped. We do have some, if you're interested, I could probably get you the email addresses of folks in all the associations so you could, push your events out to
Sure.
at some point. But yeah, just to widen your net, strengthen your base is what I advise for the year coming up, and bring rich content to your network. And publish is I think is the key, and collaboration, of course.
Yeah.
Jackie,
Yeah.
I was able to pull up the schedule of some past events that Frederick had. They did do a digital media event. They also did a metro study, not quite sure what that is. Money management. They had something, and I was on that call. It was a Zoom with the Frederick mayor and the economic development. I remember that particular call.
Yeah.
And had a new home builder panel.
Yeah.
And then just some like a Rennie certification.
Yeah. Well, Therese, look, I thought Frederick did a phenomenal job last year. I think there's also some certification classes that was done there. I think there might have been an event that was collab with Anne Arundel. And so, yeah, just marching through. And as well as you guys, I think you guys had somewhat of an in-person event as well, your crab feast, which had folks out there. So it's just being bold and being aggressive. And again, as we just discussed, talking about delivering value to your members and keeping your member base strong and adding from there. So it can be done. That was demonstrated in your network last year. It definitely can be done. So it's a matter of putting your program director cap on and plan ahead, and keep it moving for 2021.
Love it.
Yeah. Hip hip hooray. Any questions?
By the way, I did find the email for our events if anyone's interested.
The email for what?
The schedule of events coming up.
Oh, you do share.
Okay, so we have a coat drive coming up on the 15th.
A coat drive.
We're
that's
partnering
nice.
with CASA for DC.
Oh yeah. Y'all did that last year.
Yeah, and that should be, that social media post is circulating now.
Oh, good.
On December 9th at 10 a.m., we're having a Lawrence Yun presentation. That's
cool.
next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Presentation was that, David?
On the 9th at 10 a.m. by Lawrence Yun.
Well, yeah, G-Car is having a big event on the 9th, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know what
It's
this.
evening.
I think
It's evening. It's an evening event, I think. So.
and this is 10 a.m. So
Okay.
we're usually awake. January, we got a Tony Robbins Peak Performance virtual training with Steve Massengill on the 14th.
Oh, he's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then February we have Investing in Financial Freedom with Amanda Holden. I don't know who she is, but apparently she helps us with financial freedom.
We want financial freedom.
March, Women's History Month. A panel of successful women in this area in real estate. April, we have self health and wealth with Tom Ferry protege.
Oh, really?
Melissa Essick.
Mm.
May, we have a social networking event. And I don't think we have that detailed yet, but I think we want to do something to appreciate teachers as well, nearing the end of school year.
Mm.
And June, we got an investors course on real estate. And then we're taking a break from events on July, August, because summer. And
Right.
we figure people don't want to be on Zoom anymore by this point. But then we'll have one more in September. And this one's on realtor safety, collaborating with other organizations like NAREB, YPN, ARIA, and
Oh,
NAREB.
cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a winner. So all you gotta do is publish, 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 because that's good content.
Yeah.
That's good content.
Is most of that on Zoom, David?
I mean, as of now, because we don't know what the guidance is going to be in terms of getting together, but I think our general idea is we'll do everything on Zoom unless we're allowed to, find a venue. Because I think, earlier this year, we were trying hard to find venue spaces, even outdoor spaces, to
Yeah.
hold I looked into several local wineries, and plenty of space to space out, but the wineries don't want to get fined, because if anyone
Right.
congregates at one table with more than 6,
Yeah.
and any county official comes by, then they can get fined. So
Do you all have any fundraising event planned? How we generating money into the networks?
I think some of these events, we're gonna have a cost to it, but if it's on Zoom, it's really hard to slip that in. If it's
Yeah.
an in-person thing, then certainly we can, piggyback a fundraising component, but it's hard to imagine how to make people pay to come to Zoom.
Yeah, well, at least that's true. I mean, we know for the first half of the year so far, because most universities are going to be on Zoom for the spring semester.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. And my children's schools are all Zoom. So maybe we will not have a mid-year conference in DC in May, but perhaps after the summer, maybe we'll reopen up, maybe good. Aren't we ready? Aren't we just ready? Some human contact besides the people in the house. So, well, hopefully. So, yeah, but keeping that content rich, that's just your job. Just keep that content rich. And let us all know so we could tune in and share and grow our membership despite COVID. Audrey, do you have any question? You have this puzzling.
No, I don't have any questions. It's just a lot since I'm very new and no one told me anything. So I'm just learning and taking it all in, to be honest.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But then this is not even your job from what I gather.
Yeah, she told me to take it because I guess it's the most similar position because there is no communications
Gotcha.
training.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just a little lost. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Audrey,
Yes.
I've been in your spot before. It'll be okay. You'll look back at this day 5 years from now and you'll be like, oh my God, that's how it's.
Audrey gonna be running something in a minute, Jackie. Miss
Catherine got me. Miss Catherine got me.
President in no time.
I hope so. Yes.
Look forward. That's fantastic. And so we're excited about all the fun that Azalea is going to be bringing over in Hartford. Any plans, Azalea, that you want to share?
A lot of our events is tailored to whatever's going on in that month. So like January, we're having we're trying to, a new members like breakfast. And we're going to send them out, if we can't get together, we're going to send them out like little gift cards to somewhere, and we're going to meet and have breakfast that morning.
Oh, cool.
I have several vendors that's going to come in that's going to talk about insurance far as home buyers. So if anybody want to know, I'll send that out to everybody. I have a lady that does foundation insurance and life insurance. And it's really good for, like, I put it in my buyer's packet.
Oh,
so
cool.
all my buyers get the insurance information. If anything happened to you, your house is paid for. Your family's taken care of. So that's one less thing that they have to worry about in information, because a lot of people, buyers don't know about it.
Yeah. Insurance.
You know what, Azalea, that's one thing.
An underserved area.
When I purchased my home, I just purchased my first home last year. And when I purchased my home, that was the first thing that I did was change my life insurance policy so that my daughter would be okay and my house would be paid off. And every single home that I sell now, that is the first thing that I tell my buyers, because they're like, well, what do I do? And I'm like, your life insurance policy, just up it,
Yep.
to whatever you borrowed. And I mean, I think it cost me like maybe $6 extra a month, but it's
Oh,
been
really?
so worth it. And I feel like I'm at peace because my daughter is 21 and I'm just like, okay, if I close my eyes tonight and we only step in this house one night, you can pay this house off and you will be okay. And that
Yeah.
is so important.
That's huge. And
That's
it's-
actually separate. That's a separate one. So it's another policy out there that's separate.
Oh, really?
It's just for the house, honey. Yes.
Oh, well,
Oh,
let me-
go ahead.
So I have a speaker. I have her come in. We were supposed to see. I've been sick, so that's the reason why I haven't scheduled for her to come in. But she does the insurance for your house and you.
Azalea, what's her name?
Nicole let me get it right. She's from National Life Group.
Okay.
Nicole Mulazi.
Okay.
Now, do we have a directory with everyone's information, or can we get that so that
Yes.
we can communicate?
Yes. I don't think Lisa sent out an Excel spreadsheet with all the information, but if you don't have that, Cassandra will get that out to you, out to everybody actually. But also, please let us know at state what events you have upcoming so we can get it on our calendar and also have it published on our website and at the state level as well, on our Facebook and everything. We're there to help you. So whatever you need, just let us know. And, Lisa, myself, Pearl is the president-elect, Drew, Vera, and our immediate past president. So do let us know. You're kind of not on your own. It's a network. So we're interdependent. So let us know how we can help. Okay, but that sounds really like useful information. And again, that insurance literacy is we're just so underserved by that. So that's fantastic.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I have life insurance, but I think I'm gonna get this next one.
I do too. Yeah, we did. We're serious about life insurance over here for boys and everything else. So, yeah.
But I didn't even know that it exists. I thought, like I said, we get a regular life insurance policy, make sure it's, enough to cover all your expenses.
Mhm.
And when she spoke with me about it, she was like, when I purchased my home, she was like, we have insurance to cover the home. I'm like, really? And it's called foundation insurance. Yep.
Well, I didn't even know. I didn't know about foundation insurance. I did not know about that. So let us know when that is upcoming. Is the date has been cemented yet or not?
It hasn't been set yet because, like I said, I've been out.
Sick. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that's one of the things you got to do. David, you have your calendar already coming up, and Cassandra, yours is tight. So just let us know what's coming so we can get it on the state network, but also spread the word throughout Maryland. It's easy now to get a lot more activity, or it should be. Those smaller associations that don't have a lot of stuff going on, reach out to them. Hey, can we publish on your news, on your medium, to let us know the WCR Frederick is having blah, 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 blah. So, get yourself out there and keep that content rich. That's the only thing I can say. Now, one last question for the people. David, you talk about members in your network that has been around forever, not necessarily on social media. How are you reaching those people? Because I know a couple of those people.
Yeah, I mean, some of those folks, we actually just pick up the phone and we have a calling, people that we're allocated to call on a regular basis. So we still do the phone calls. We'll do emails. So we still have our contact newsletter campaigns, and
good.
So we try everything. And
good.
You understand that.
You got some people over there that's been in real estate 35 years, and
some founding members of the WCR.
Yeah, yes, precisely. I know that. I know.
Yeah. No, but they're so great. I mean, because they've weathered every storm of this business, and
you better believe it. Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we want to appeal to the younger, newer agents, that you don't just get events from us, because you didn't want events. They go to YPN. They have the fun stuff.
Yeah,
from
they
us.
do. Okay.
From us, we try to give them, you have people who are seasoned that can help you develop professionally, because leaders are made here, and
Yeah,
you're surrounding yourself with leaders in the industry. So that's our pitch.
yeah. One of the guys that over at Gemini Title in Rockville,
Mhm.
I can't remember his name, but I see your email. I'm going to shoot him to you. He has been a part of that network. He's probably not active right now, but he would be an excellent, excellent resource to try to bring back into the network, probably get him to come and speak from a title perspective. He has given network money, that type of thing. He is a phenomenal source. So I'll put that bug in your ear later. So you could reach out to him. And those are foundation members that I'm telling you about. So
Sure. Okay.
Anyway, thank you all. This has been interesting as far as I'm concerned. So nice meeting everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
You too.
You're welcome. Take care. You all have a good evening.
All right.
And Merry Christmas if I don't see you.
Thank
Same.
you. Merry
All right.
Same
Christmas,
to you.
Bye, everybody.
Happy New Year.
New Year? Oh my God, we're there.
Yes.
Wait a minute now. Let me get my calendars out. All right, talk to you later.
Okay.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Oh, Jackie, what is your email address?
Oh, should I put it in chat or am I late?
I just want to send an email really quickly.
Chat, okay.
I don't have yours.
Yeah, okay, let me put it in. I sent an email earlier, so you should have it, but let me put it in.
Thank you. I was like, I'm so excited now because at least I have something to go by. So
Good. Oh, excellent. Yeah, and yeah, Therese, now reach out to us too. If you reach out to me if you need me. I did send you an email as well. Did you get it today?
today,
Yeah.
let me see, because I just typed your name in, and was it it says Fall Leadership Summit?
No, it says program director session at 2:00 today. It was just an email with an attachment of the description of the role and some of the things that we wanted to cover today.
No, I didn't get that.
Okay, all right, let me see where your email is. Is yours on here?
Yeah, it's Realtor Therese Dorsey is the.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. At Gmail, right? Okay, cool. All right, perfect.
All righty, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.